So, Zimbabwean, I want to ask you a question. Cela ukubuza. So, umnankakho angithi liyamyekela angithi yena nabantu bakhe nomfazi wakhe badla imali elizwe bantshontsha yonke into bathatha amamayini onke abawafunayo bazenzela umathanda engathi thina nje ziyizinja zabo nabo baketi babo and lithule nje ku-right oshamisa abakwazi nokucampaign freely nampo lo thomba labo oTyson abakwazi nokucampaign eZimbabwe kuthiwa kunama-election kuzothiwa free and fair amasela lawa asesadakhe azafika athi yes they were free and fair and the-AU izoza nabo abadla nabo bazobuya nabangani baba neziso ezimqhabe engaka so begqoka amathayi bekhuluma isikhiwa as if isikhiwa sake safida ilizwe. I've got a problem with these PhDs, these over-educated people who steal from us. Because they don't understand ukuthi education yabo yazi ukuthi these people because balama degree 2-3 then they use that ukuthi okay we are qualified, we are the ones who must be ministers. Kodwa mase sebanikele emsebenzi yakhona, what do? They steal and they destroy the people's life. Well, corruption is all over the world, but like amnankakho ayifani, ekamnankakho too much. So lelibuza nje badala bami eZimbabwe ukuthi so umnankakho lethi liyamiyeka enjalo and futhi lethi liyamvotela njengoba nakunama-teacher for ET nabodokotela for ET. So litshela ukuthi i-corruption le elicomplaina ngayo elizweni izaphela kanjani lina vele kwalina badala bami li-corrupt nina ama-doctors for ED niyakwazi ukuthi umjuda vele yi-scraps lo kodwa bathi lifuna ukumvotela 50% of abantu abazavotela i-ED is going to be over 2 million or 3 million. Ngiyazibuza la bantu abayi-3 million bona abamvotelayo bona labo li-serious vele. So lina libona ngathi ku-right ukuthi the country must be a pariah. To you is okay. That's what is supposed to be like. Naba ku-diaspora base-South Africa selihlele nje, abase-UK selingama-British citizens, abase-America selingama-Americans. Libona nje kuroma ku-right nje kunormal nje. Abona i-UK ne-America they are nice people. Abona ama-South Africans every day basipromise ukusidinda bathi sibuyele kithi. And yeah, I am sure nje ama-election edlula ama-South Africans aqala ukusidinda ufuna sibuyele kithi. Sibabonile odudula abadlula. What is the next thing elandelayo? Asuza ke sihlale nje lapha nabi simlenze eSouth Africa ngathi lelizwe lethu asilo lizwe lethu. We have got a country to fix. And I've got a problem with Zimbabweans relaxing and Zimbabweans not being responsible with their own freedom. I can tell you Zimbabwe needs freedom, ne? But Zimbabweans are the most lazy people when it comes to attaining their freedom. My pastor, through whom I was born again, Pastor Mshara, he was just called Family of God back then. He would preach every Sunday. He would say to us, the devil will never give you freedom on your platter. It is in an answer. Umnankakho nabantu abakhe nomfazi wakhe, do you think that they're going to come to you Zimbabwe and say, here is your freedom? Or one right? No, they will not. And the Zimbabweans are the most complacent, oppressed people in the world. Yeah. Lihleli nje akunanto niyenzayo eZimbabweans. You are expecting the Holy Spirit to come down from heaven and remove Mnangagwa from you. Lilinde ukubona ingilosi eziphaphayo. No! There's no ngilosi that's gonna papa. If I say God is gonna remove Mnangagwa, you will not see an angel of God flying. You will not see it with your own eyes like this. You will not see Jesus. Jesus came 2,000 years ago and people killed him. You won't see him. When I say God is gonna do this, it's people. Okay, and institutions. May I add there before you say I'm advocating for criminalism. Institutions. There is lawyers in Harare, right? There is prosecutors in Zimbabwe. Don't you have an institution in Zimbabwe? A prosecuting authority in Zimbabwe? cannot see the crime of the president. Do not have the institution of the parliament. Don't you have parliamentarians? I don't care with him appeal 40K, it doesn't matter. That guy is a criminal. You must remove him through the right channels. The parliament. If he gives you 40,000, here's the thing: take it, put it in your pocket, go to the parliament and remove him still. Even if he gave you, man, if you're a judge, I saw that judges were given $500,000. Okay, take the 500,000, Mr. Judge, put it in your pocket, go and judge against him and remove him from power. Holy Scott. That is legal. That's what I'm advocating for. So that before you think that he wants to remove the president illegally, illegitimate, the guy is illegally. The Anti-Corruption Commission of Zimbabwe. Aina evidence against the corruption of AD and his children. Don't we have institutions in Zimbabwe? Zihlwa yini ukuphakama izinto right? Ingathi nangu Ramaphosa ngophalaphala, the institutions of this country are rising against the phalaphala incidents. But but Ramaphosa as a president, kuhlula neZimbabwe. What's the difference between Zimbabwe and South Africa? So at the end of the day, if you say that it is corrupt, he is gonna kill you. It's gonna kill you. How come Ramaphosa is not killing the ones that are investigating in Phalaphala? There's nothing like it's gonna kill you. It's a job. If you are afraid of dying, resign. Okay. If your job is to investigate in Zimbabwe and you are afraid of investigating Itim Nangakwa, resign. Okay, I've said it before. If the police commissioner is afraid of sending the police to investigate and gather evidence against Emerson Mnangagwa and Emerson Mnangagwa Jr. and his wife and all the corruption that they're doing in Zimbabwe, when I become president, I will fire you. Don't play. Do not play. Because you are useless. You are taking that seat, that position. There is somebody who in Zimbabwe whom, if you can make a police commissioner tomorrow, he will open a case against the Itim Nangagwa. There's somebody in Zimbabwe today, right now. If we're gonna make him the prosecutor of the country, he will open an investigation and prosecute Nangagwa. There is some people in Zimbabwe today that if we put in parliament, even if the CCC or ZANU-PF, even if it gives them 40,000, 100,000, they will remove Nangagwa. They will vote. They will pass a vote of no confidence against the president in parliament. So you parliamentarians, you are not doing your job. If you cannot do it, if you are afraid, resign. Resign. It's not for you. We say MP for what? Nonsense. Yes, I'm telling you, you are nonsense MPs. You are useless, utterly useless. The guy has destroyed the country, and you go to parliament. All look argue about this Kukurahund. I don't care about Kukurahund. It happened in the 1980s. What I care about is what Mnangagwa is doing now. You are parliamentarians, and you're doing nothing. And you are going to be voting for parliamentarians. Angithi by campaign. Ukhona ucampaignayo ngokuthi Mnangagwa must go. Ukhona ucampaignayo ngokuthi when they get to parliament, they're going to pass a vote of no confidence. I think we as Zimbabweans must hold these parliamentarians to account. All these people that want to be voted into power, whether they are CCC or they are ZANU-PF, ask them one simple question. Kana wapinda kana waenda ku parliament ukoko. Muchamvisa here Mnangagwa. If you say, don't vote for that person. Look for the one that is going to be vocal and say, yes, I am CCC and I am ZANU-PF. If I become MP and I'm elected, I will pass a vote of no confidence in the presidency of Itim Nangagwa, even if he wins the election, because of his corruption and his neglecting his duty. It is the duty of the president to build schools, to take care of the road system, to build infrastructure. Mnangagwa has done none of those. Those barakashis will tell you about a bridge, and then they say that is the hard work. They will tell you about dams, the few dams that Mnangagwa built. They will tell you they pick few things. Do you know how big the country is? You cannot be telling me about one road from Bait Bridge to Chorundi, and then you tell me about the Bait Bridge border post. Do you know that in South Africa they build libraries every day, and Cyril Ramaphosa doesn't even know if they are libraries that are built because it's nothing. It's nothing. It's supposed to be done by the town. That border post is done. It's a small little thing. It's just one building or one area. So, so the guy he is wehlulekile ukusebenza umsebenzi wakhe. Okay, he's forsaken his duties. Okay, he's not doing his duties as a president. That is a crime. That is a valid reason to remove him from power. As a corruption. The fact that he's not doing his job, the fact that people are leaving the country, there's no opportunities. Even if he wins these stupid rigged elections, even if SADC is thieves, yes, sir, you are thieves. You two, you politicians from SADC, you get gold mafia money from Harare, and then you're gonna be there with your big tummies. I hope they explode. Big tummies are going to validate and say elections in Zimbabwe are free and fair. I'm watching you. Wanna become president? SADC, be very careful. Be very careful. Be very, very careful and I'm full of bumbulu. Holy is God. They are going to validate these illegal elections that they want to do. They are illegal anyway because they're not free. Free, number one. Number two, they are very they exclude us in it. It's supposed to be a democratic process that includes the whole country. You cannot charge 20,000 US dollar in a country where people will earn $20 a month. That's what they need to pay in order for them to participate. And SADC and AU is going to validate that and say it's fine. That is okay. At least I know that the European Union does not always agree with things like that. But we're waiting and see to see what they are going to say. If they're going to say the elections are free and fair. And I'm waiting for the British, Mnangagwa's friend, pretending like they're enemies, when actually those old Rhodesians who hate Zimbabweans are happy that we have got a crazy guy, criminal, as a president. And they will be the ones who will validate and say they're free and fair. Because they love Mnangagwa. I still stand. There is some British white man who God told me that they actually want Zimbabwe to suffer and they are friendly with Idi Mnangagwa and they will prop him up. They're influential in the British Parliament, they're influential in even in King Charles' court, so that Zimbabwe can be suffering. If you think I'm lying and you're a British, stop listening to them. Do what is right. Prove me wrong, and then I see the British standing against Idi Mnangagwa. Let us see the Americans pushing against Idi Mnangagwa. Not just putting sanctions and then say, oh, that's it. Sanctions for 20-something years, they don't affect Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa and his wife and kids are rich. The Zimbabweans are suffering. So if you, Britain, really, really, really interested in having a good relationship with Zimbabwe going forward. That minion that your ex-Rhodesians put in power, that sellout of a president called Idi Mnangagwa, if you keep on propping him up and supporting him up, when God makes me president, we're going to have a problem with Britain, a fresh one, and on different reasons, not on the reasons that were given by Robert Mugabe and Idi, but on fresh reasons that the Holy Spirit is going to save on you. Holy God, don't play, make things right, amend things with the people of Zimbabwe. This so-called international community, which I don't even have the energy to get into the international community right now. I don't have the energy for them. Let's just leave them like that. Let's just leave them like that. So going back to you, Zimbabweans, it's nice. It's nice, the situation. We're going for election. Yazi le nto le corruption yabantu mina ayihambeli kahle. Yazi ukuthi, have you ever been in a place whereby the whole group of people know that this is a lie? They all know it's a lie, but they all say it's true. Or you get into a room of 100 people, the wall is painted white. They will all say it's painted red. But they all see it's white, but they all say it's red. That's what's happening in Harare. Everybody knows that corruption in Harare. But they all talk as if it's okay. This Marrakesh is all those ZANU-PF people who support ED and who support ZANU-PF. They know good chinchaga ora each ZANU-PF people know good chinchaga ora. It's smelling, it is stinking, but you will find them eating chinchawa. But they know Chakawara. But they will all agree and say, they will support nonsense. All of them, educated as they are, all of them. It's crazy. I understand. So the question to you people, is that, are you telling me what that is what you want? That is a country that you want? Building your country on a foundation of lies. ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF support, because I know most of people support ZANU-PF. They are actually part of the people that are bleeding our economy. They're part of the people that are benefiting from the stealing that is happening in the government through whatever ways that they do. Because Ubusosi Harare too much. Ubusosi Harare needs a big someone who could come with a big broom to sweep the whole city. You must spray a doom in the whole city. Violate the whole city and spray a doom. Because no. The corruption is too much. You see, you people in Harare, if you want to be corrupt, you must just close the city and destroy each other. We in Bulawayo cannot suffer because of your corruption in Harare. So I am coming to Harare from Bulawayo to stop that corruption in Harare. Because the whole country cannot afford to die, to be destroyed because of a few people in Harare who choose to be corrupt. But their houses in Borodale are nice, and they are big fat cars with big fat wheels, and their children who are not in Zimbabwe, who speak in using fake British accents, staying in Britain, others in London, they in Canada and the United States, spending the stolen riches there. And then they think, it's okay, it's okay. It laughing at the Zimbabweans that who are these? So Zimbabweans, be serious, man, with your own country. Fight for your own country. I'm always making videos here that fight it. How many people? How many views do I get? 5 views, 10 views, 20 views. People like say and I'm telling you what God is saying about this country. Not only are you refusing me, but you are also denying the Spirit of God Himself, the one who sent me. And I'm asking myself, do these people really want freedom? Do they want freedom? Sometimes when I see the anger of the South Africans wanting to push the Zimbabweans out, I first used to speak against it, saying that they are wrong. But then I realized that it's actually God pushing these Zimbabweans to go and fix their own country. Yeah, I said it. You see that anger? Calling umakwerekwere phumani hambani elizweni lethu leluse ilizwe lenu. All right. Vele hambani eluse ilizwe lenu. What are you doing in other people's country? Why are you complacent? Just sitting comfortably in South Africa of Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela fought for his South Africans. Okay? The South African government works for the South African people. We were refugees, political refugees, and we were lying, we were economic refugees, which is not really what they should legally accept us for. But because of the spirit of Ubuntu, they overlook those things, and then they allow 4 million or 3 million Zimbabweans to stay in this country. But otherwise, in all fairness, and all law and order, we are all not supposed to be here. You say that you're political, you run away from politics. Who threatened your life? Since you Zimbabweans go back every December, even though you've got ZEP papers here. Who threatened your life in Zimbabwe? Who? How many of you are even politically active to say you threatened your life if you go to Zimbabwe? No, you just lied to Aaron Mswaledi, then he gave you papers. And even the Home Affairs, Aaron knows it's a lie. But because of Ubuntu, he just accepts it. Like they just, okay, what can we do? Let's just leave it like that. Because of the spirit of Ubuntu. So I must say in this video, I must thank the South African government and the Home Affairs for being patient with these Zimbabweans, with us Zimbabweans for all of these decades. And we've been a burden to their country. But they have been patient. Even though there are people who have been brewing, the government of South Africa has been patient and becoming a helper to the Zimbabweans. Have you seen how these tutulas, when they happened, and all of these anti-foreign and xenophobic actions happen in this country, the South African government comes and actually be the helper, and the South African police becomes the helper of the foreigners. But what does it do to you when you arise? His police and these soldiers, they come in and beat you up. And then you are busy, relaxed, eating pizzas, going out in South Africa, going to Panarotis, going to Spare, eating nice spare ribs in South Africa. with a nice big car with GP number plates, staying in Melrose Arc, or you're staying in Four Ways, a Santini, you're a Zimbabwean. Nonsense. Go back to your country and fix it. Go back to your country. This is not your country. Don't relax in other people's land. It's not our land. Okay, Nelson Mandela fought for their land. We also fought for our land, and we cannot let that criminal Idi Mnangagwa and his family take the whole land of the country. See what they're doing with our land? They're giving it to that Belarusian, giving it to UAE. So, lines wouldn't we really have to be serious about wanting our country back. Thanks, wouldn't we really have to be serious. Okay. I'm not really trying to be a hero here. I'm telling you the truth. Because this is the truth. And the truth will set you free. And freedom is a responsibility. Freedom doesn't come when you are lying on your bed doing nothing and daydreaming. Freedom comes when you take action and let your voice be heard and put your head forward for support for the liberation of the Republic of Zimbabwe from the corrupt hands of Emerson Mnangagwa and the ZANU-PF regime. Holy is God. And we go with Jesus, with the Bible, with the Lord to remove him. And we say, by the glory of God, Idi Mnangagwa, siyakukhipha manje as citizens of Zimbabwe. Uza-rig election. Angaze-rig, samtshela ukuthi zwana ndoda. Angithi, as citizens of Zimbabwe, thina ngithi, we are supporting the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission and the investigative departments, all the institutions that investigate and they criminalize him. He's a criminal and we go to the court. The court system must remove him. My MP, they must remove him. Or they will have to remove him. If the MPs don't remove him, then they get my MP allow my MP. Sishiye njalo. Bazobe nayo futhi leyo 40 masishiye njalo. Represent the people. MPs. Don't become an MP because you want a car and to be called Ndini MP. Represent the people. Truly represent the people. And ZANU-PF truly serve the interest of the people. Truly serve the interest of the people. ZANU-PF, you have got the capacity and the ability to remove Idi Mnangagwa. Even from within the ZANU-PF structures, I don't understand. He's just one person. Just because he's leaked, doesn't mean that he cannot be removed. Politburo of ZANU-PF. Can you just sit there? Even if he's there in that meeting, tell him that Idi, all of us in the Politburo were raising our hands. We don't want you as president anymore. We don't want to dispose you from being a leader of ZANU-PF. We'll fire you from ZANU-PF. In fact, you guys must start firing him from ZANU-PF first. Politburo of ZANU-PF, if you do me this favor, and all of you remove Idi Mnangagwa from becoming a leader, from being a leader of ZANU-PF, that will lead to him being disposed of the power as the president of the country. I will remember you in the future. All of you in ZANU-PF Politburo, just do that. And me and the rest of the Zimbabweans, we will remember you in the future. You remember when the ZANU-PF MPs removed Robert Mugabe? The Zimbabweans celebrated those ZANU-PF MPs. And this time around, ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF. Do you want a successful Zimbabwe? Remove Idi Mnangagwa from leading ZANU-PF. And ZANU-PF MPs, even if it gives you 1 million, take it. Put it in your pocket and then vote against him. And Zimbabwe will remember you. That I promise you. We will remember you as a country. We will remember what you did. Because abantu abavala indlela are those so-called people who benefit. Elite of Harare, you so-called elite gold mafia, you who benefit. Do us a favor. Isolate Idi Mnangagwa. And Zimbabweans are going to be grateful and thankful, and they will remember you. And they will forget that you are called gold mafia, and they will give you a new name. Just do us that favor, please. isolate the guy. Imimi Makaranga, who support him. Oh, please do us a favor. Send us somebody else from your clan who's interested in building the whole country. Otherwise, the forces of the nation, the people of the nation, they will speak. And if you support him, I cannot promise you anything. But those that are going to be on the side of Zimbabweans, especially those with power and those with money, if you isolate the gentleman, that man who's our problem, we will remember you. Have a good evening.